So I did an interview with Dr. Caroline Roop. She is a social emotional learning specialist in the Teaching and Learning Leadership Office for Alexandria City Public Schools. For question 1, in your position as a school leader, what legal knowledge do you feel is most important for leaders like you to have? She wrote that she supports our highest need classrooms from a central office standpoint. She gives a lot of principal guidance, direct behavioral support, and then also a lot of hands-on crisis-based support with safety plans and follow-up and fidelity checks. And that is in consultation with a lot of service providers and social emotional specialists such as social workers. And then in addition, she serves as a behavioral consult for general education support within the class, within the inclusive-based classrooms for 4 different schools. So she's a busy lady. She says that IEP law is number 1, that people should have knowledge back to front about. And then she goes on to say that behavioral documentation, compliance with IDEA, least restrictive environment. And then she also mentioned parental rights and safeguards, and teaching parents their safeguards and involvement within their IEP team is super important to understand and to be able to implement. When I asked her in her role what legal experiences she's encountered, she said that last year she was involved in a very contentious due process case that took her off the job probably 80% of the time, where she never had to testify but had to frequently submit work samples and data, and was also asked to become not a specialist but a direct special education provider for this family because it was so contentious. And she did a lot of consultation with ACPS lawyers. It was a pandemic case where there was some jargon in the IEP that stated that virtual learning could continue forever. So the parent rolled with it and refused to send the students to school. And then in addition, brought up some additional complaints that the school has said were not applicable or happened. She also mentioned that during this time, the parent displayed a lot of defensive and sometimes hostile behavior, where she would write threats or say verbal threats, and that behavior from the parent impacted services, and many providers have quit due to discomfort and fear of the family. And that is a case that is still ongoing, so there wasn't any information to follow up with. She then also mentioned that she spends a lot of time in change of placement meetings, functional behavior assessments, contacts with lawyers for social emotional learning cases or students with emotional disabilities. She says that they're pretty linked up, and there's a lot of litigious families she works with, but that she really serves as bridging the gap between the school team and the parents, that she's a neutral party typically and is consultative in nature with both sides, both the school and the family. So it's pretty cool. Caroline is somebody I work with. We provide also, we tag team crisis support, and then we also provide staff training and crisis prevention and restraint. And we also do verbal de-escalation. So we're very busy. It never stops, and I'm really happy that I work with her in our leadership office. And that's it. Thanks.